That's just me. The card scene is great, and Paul Newman has the sexiest eyes in cinema, I'm pretty sure. So there's a really good scene where he just spins on his heel and he looks at Robert Redford. He's like, "Get these goons out of here." And he goes, "What?" And then Robert Redford stops as if he's just seen Paul Newman's eyes for the first time. He goes, "Oh, fucking hell, you're good looking." You know, it just kind of stops him right in his tracks and goes, "Shit, look at them eyes." And he almost lost himself. So yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. Much more for the style and the suits, and seeing Newman as well. Like, I love Newman and Shaw, especially Shaw. But let's talk about some of the key style moments, I suppose. Nick, maybe I'll first you. What did the costumes tell us about the characters? For example, what did the clothes do to separate the characters Newman, Shaw, and Redford?
I love that it is a very clothes conscious community. You know, they present the 30s Chicago underworld as that. I mean, you even see that, like you mentioned, the three principals, even the guys lining up for the con who, you might not even remember their names. They're all very aware of how they're dressed. Kid Twist, the dandy played by Harold Gold with his, old-fashioned sophistication, his twirled mustache, starched collars, the odd waistcoats with the sweeping double-breasted fronts, pearl gray Homburg, pearl stick pins, and he's the one kind of doling out the suits. There's the guy that plays an Englishman, and so he tells him to pick him out a nice tweed till you find out he's got his own.
I love that scene. Yeah. That's great.
Gondorf's suit being described as $200 suit. That's how the conductor gets him into the card game. Redford squandering most of his earnings on a suit just to try to kill it on a date, and then Gondorf making sure that he gets fitted for a proper one. But yeah, I think Redford being the scrappiest of the leads. It's interesting watching him literally go from like rags to riches. He starts off in that kind of scrappy stuff, and then once he comes into some money, he knows he's got to look the part. So he's seen these gangsters, guys like Doyle Lonnegan, played by Robert Shaw, and these really tasteful, dark, pinstripes. So he goes and tries to get a pinstripe suit, and he gets this kind of rusty looking one with really bold stripes that he wears chaotically with that blue geometric shirt, his paisley tie, his flat cap. And I mean, I loved that look growing up, and it's one of those that I think there's still something, it might be overused to call it an iconic look, but it's very recognizable. If you see that's that's Robert Redford in The Sting, and it may not be very tasteful, but it always stuck out to me. Like that was the look I tried to grab first when I was in 7th grade. And so yeah, it's a little tacky as it's supposed to be, but it sells that he's a small-time grifter trying to project some success. And then once he gets under Gondorf's tutelage, there's a great dresser. He's a guy who knows what looks good. He's got some tailored staples, a gray suit, a Glen plaid, and he rotates through those when he needs to. He's just as comfortable in a black plaid flannel shirt as he is with his overalls and fedora. Then he knows how to put on an elegant dinner suit as well.
Yeah.
And I think too, you see that he's the right guy to bring up Johnny Hooker, sartorially into this world with getting him fitted for a proper suit. And I love that bit too, where Redford's getting fitted for pants and he just hates anyone like
he pulls
him
apart.
But yeah, and then
what is he upset about with the pants? Are they too tight? Are they too narrow?
And then seeing just Robert Shaw's Doyle Lonnegan again, the double-breasted tailoring that really makes him look powerful, emphasizing the barrel chest. He's imposing. He's got the Homburg, which, as the Godfather had established the year before, is the headgear of mob bosses you don't want to trifle with. And he's one standout from his wardrobe too is that camel coat with I think it doesn't have buttons, it just has a belt, and I feel like to me that's very elegant, very luxurious, that coat. I always like that one from his collection there.
Nicely. Well, Ken, anything to add? Did there any maybe style moments that really grabbed you from this?
Yeah, actually, Nick's touched on a few of them, and I kind of want to go back through a couple. Kid Twist, he's my favorite. His outfits are my favorite in the film. He also wears these pearl gray gloves that match the Homburg and the vest. He has a cream colored overcoat that I don't know how it stays clean in Chicago and this time, but to me, he always looks like the father of the bride at a wedding. Like he just walks through his life like this all the time. And he's a little bit older too, so I guess it's it's going back to a style of the teens and all that. Like he still has, like I have now the lapels on the vest, which have gone out of style now by the 30s, but even then it's like a little bit retro. On Hooker's russet brown pinstripe suit, when he buys it, is he buying it back from a pawn shop? Has he pawned it and he's getting it back?
Good question.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, I never thought of that because it does, fit pretty well. But yeah.
I think I think I read this on your blog, Nick, but it was, you wrote it 12 years ago or something.
Yes.
It was,
we read it 12 minutes ago.
exactly. Yeah.